So for the next question, then since you have it in mind already, Justin, I'll let you start it off. What's your underrated move? Underrated.
Okay. Underrated because I know, well, I am kind of certain they won't make it to the finals, but they will be a
Okay.
lot of fun to watch. I'm willing to place money that they are going to make the playoffs. And I really like Chicago right now
Hmm.
because you add in DeRozan, you add in Lonzo Ball, you already have Zach Levine, you already have Vooch. Those four alone, like that's a pretty good team, I would say. Like enough. I feel like that's enough to make it to the playoffs. I feel like that's the goal for this year, especially since last year they were kind of close. I knew like the record was almost play in like worthy, but it just kind of fell short at the end. So I feel like if you take out one of the teams from the East, let's say the Pacers or something, or Charlotte or the Wizards, I feel like they could, really sneak in. Maybe even be the next, let's say, Knicks type of story. Like everyone was surprised with the Knicks last year. Julius Randle just emerged. The
Yeah.
team did so much better, and in general, I feel like it's a good thing with the Knicks being relevant, and as goes as
Yeah.
well with Chicago. It's just a good thing when Chicago is relevant because of the history, the franchise, and everything. So I feel like with the moves they've made so far, it's great. I feel like they're just around the same level of like the Knicks or something that they can make like fourth, fifth, sixth seed. So yeah, it should be fun to see how things go for the Bulls this season.
All right. Well, let's see that. How about you, Rollo? What's yours?
Well, I was supposed to say Chicago, but I have two in mind.
All right.
One would be the Wizards, and
Ooh.
then I have the Warriors as my other one. Well, I'm gonna just go with the Wizards because was the trade package between Russell Westbrook and then you had Montrezl Harrell, you have Kyle Kuzma, Caldwell Pope, and then you added Spencer Dinwiddie. Now
Yep.
this is a squad where you can, this is a sleeper squad for sure.
Yep.
I
Spencer
see
Dinwiddie,
this, yeah.
biggest sleeper.
Yes, and I see this team going in playing tournament for sure.
Hmm.
Because you have Bradley Beal who is usually the face of the Wizards, and then you have Harrell, you had Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie can do a lot of the playmaking, and then you have Montrezl Harrell at the five, so that would be amazing. Now, with my second choice, the reason why I said Golden State Warriors, it's not just because that I'm a huge fan of the Golden State
Right.
Warriors, but it's a good sign. It's a good sign because they signed Otto Porter Jr., who
Sorry.
is wait, they signed Otto Porter Jr., who is such an underrated free agent, and they got him for a cheap. They got him for cheap. 1 year, 5 mil. If he can stay healthy, then that is a steal. Second, you have Bielitsa because Bielitsa can serve as your small ball
Yep.
center.
Yep.
And knowing Golden State, this is
Where is
where
probably gonna go?
they go crazy. Even though you have Wiseman coming up, could make the biggest leap, especially with Jordan Poole. And then you
Uh-huh.
have the drafts. You have Kuminga,
Yes.
you have
Yes,
Moody.
sir.
You know who these two remind me of?
Ooh.
I will just say these two remind me of Giannis and Chris Middleton.
Really?
Yes, with
Hang
with
for Giannis?
Kuminga's skill, because here's the thing: Kuminga is so similar to Giannis. He can defend. He usually drives to the rim. We all know that's Giannis before. We all know that's what Giannis's bread and butter. He just needs to develop his shooting. See, it's like a symbol remembrance to Giannis. While you have Middleton, although the difference between Moody and Middleton is that Middleton can defend in some sense and he can drive. But I do see a lot of resemblance to these two guys. And for me, those two teams are like one of the most underrated signings. And Golden State could just surprise everybody because you have Clay coming back. Like I said, Weissman, Poole, and then you have the additional free agents. Recently, Avery Bradley got signed, so this is going to be an interesting season for them. Same goes for Washington, because Washington I would definitely recommend that team, and more importantly, I would tell people not to sleep on the Wizards. That's my take. What about you guys?
Right. Anyway, going back to what you said though, I do agree with Washington. Gonna be definitely a fun team to watch. More team basketball, I would say. With the Warriors pickups, I love their pickups. They fill a very huge hole on the wing compared to last season and defense. Very high praise for Kuminga though to be aligned with Giannis, but I do agree with his intangibles. You know, dribble, can shoot, can defend, vert, reach. But of course, Giannis is a special beast, man. Giannis has his own like cage, man. He's a special beast, man.
Yeah.
Definitely another wing pickup. Can shoot, definitely. Lights out. He was a little lights out in the summer league, I think. But yeah, he showed. He was pretty good. He was pretty good in the summer league. For me though, my underrated move, a little biased as well to my favorite team, the Knicks, man. Like I'm a big Knicks fan, and I know Kemba has the injury problems. Evan Fournier he's different in the NBA versus FIBA. But man, yo, come on, we got cardiac Kemba on a stage, and I think that's what the Knicks need, man. The Knicks need like some flair, some good offense, some spark, man. Kemba provides that, in my opinion. Plus, with the draft picks they got, they filled the hole with the point guard that needs a shooting point guard and defensive point guard. Because last season it was Alfred Payton, and that was tough. Like he only started like what the first 6 minutes of the game, and then you won't see him the rest of the game. It's always gonna be D Rose. But now they fill it with the rookies. So yeah, that's my underrated. Next game.
Let's just hope Trey does not silence Edmund.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, Trey versus Kemba. I mean, I love the Knicks, but shit, I'm scared of Trey, man. I'm gonna be scared of Trey.
He's a bad man.
I sense things.
And then just do the bow. Oh my goodness, that is very disrespectful.
Yes, sir. He's a very likable villain from the last playoffs.
Thank you so much for watching. If you dig that video, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. And last but not least, don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video.